This is our league, and this is your league. Broadcasting from the 55-yard line in Japan to the shores of the Great White North and everywhere around the world on Gridiron America Radio and the Sports History Network.
Everybody, welcome to the latest episode of From the 55-Yard Line. It is Dave, myself, Greg, and it is Fran with us. Fran is back from Atlanta. We're going to talk about in this episode. And today's episode, we're going to do about an hour here of Around the Leagues, talking minor league sports. And maybe by the end of this, we'll talk a little, I don't know, maybe we might give our picks for the Super Bowl, but I don't know about you guys, but if there's a way for both teams to lose, I'm all for it. Dave?
Well, go ahead, Dave.
Oh, sorry, Dave, go ahead.
I will go with the American Football Conference and go Kansas City because of the AFL being from Buffalo. So,
and Fran?
Going old school.
Well, I'm going to go with the 49ers because I can't deal with this Taylor Swift nonsense. The good thing is I made a post on Facebook asking to get invited to a Super Bowl party, and one of my friends did. So at least, I'll be distracted by food. I can't drink because I'm going to be driving, but I might play a drinking game where I might do a shot of water every single time Taylor Swift is either mentioned or seen on TV. And I just want to prove a point on how many times that happens. That'll be my fun thing to do during the game for our stats for next week.
I will bet you it's less than 3 times. I think there's going to be a point made that it's about the game. I think you'll see something pregame. They have 3 hours of pregame.
Wow. But
I think once the game starts, I bet here's a side bet. You'll see was it Donna Kelsey? Was it the mom? You'll see the mom more than you'll see Taylor Swift.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun to discuss whenever. That'll be fun discussing. I'm looking forward to it, man.
And there's also a wild card in here. Brittany Mahomes is the new SI swimsuit cover girl. So, a lot of talk about that too. And
if the Chiefs win, we'll have to see if Disney gets on the bandwagon where Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift do a Disney World commercial, and we'll see. One prop bet if Travis Kelce gets on one knee and proposes to her, and if they lose, we'll see if Taylor Swift goes bond to a tour because. And my theory that the publicity is over with. We'll find out.
Here's my take because I've been kind of watching, and actually there's a Japanese element to this too, because obviously she's got a concert in Tokyo. I think tonight. Wait a minute. Was it yesterday? I don't know. I'm losing track of days here. It's weird because I live in 2 times. I live in, my clock is set for here and 15 hours behind back in the States, back in Chicago. So I don't know if I think the concert was last night. So anyway, so my point is I am enjoying all the fake white male outrage about her and everybody on social media. My take on it is, and to quote the wife of the late Sonny Werblin, as she said to Joe Namath one time, Joe, football show business. And that's what it is. So, you know what? More power to them. If it's going to bring in more fans, the NFL has figured out how to keep a younger fan base. And this is just kind of one thing that fell in their lap that they're milking it for all they're worth. Can't blame them for doing that. And to me,
and Greg, a lot of the angry guys are coming from their single guys that are still single, and they're bitter because of this whole entire Taylor Swift thing. Where they're bitter that girls never gave them any attention, and now they're just. That's Colin Cowherd's theory, and I'll agree with that.
Well, I just don't get why all white, it's and a lot of older white dudes too. It's fucking insane. It's like, my take on it is, listen, the world's changing. Either get on board or get left behind. Dave?
It really shows you how few people actually left over Colin Kaepernick.
Right.
Because
Right.
it was, I don't know if you guys saw the meme of Taylor Swift going, I thought you guys are worried about me. I thought you all left when Kaepernick took a knee.
You saw it because I posted it.
You did, okay.
That's where you saw it.
Yeah, okay. Because it was the funniest thing. I'm laughing. That is absolutely perfect. That's like a chef's kiss to this whole thing. So you never left football. You just need to be outraged again.
Yeah.
Well, before we move on, I'll give one prediction that everyone's going to agree with. This will be the highest rated Super Bowl of all time. Yes or no?
Yes, I think 100%.
Good.
I don't know. You know what? I would have said yes if the Lions were going to be in it. But with the 49ers in it and the Chiefs, I mean, we've seen this before. I don't know. I mean, but then you got the whole,
the Swifty. We'll see if that
Swifties.
Come on, we had the most fun non-Super Bowl discussion without going into the game. Now let's go on to more fun stuff. And
if the Lions, I tell you what, if the Lions would have been in it, there'd be a lot more talk about the football side of it. So,
thank God. I wish I'd be into the game. Otherwise, I'm glad. I'm not watching at home. Otherwise,
the game comes on early in the morning here. My wife's actually going to get up with it so she can watch the whole thing. And she's like, "Aren't you excited?" I go, "The Lions aren't in it." So, I'm going to watch again. I'm an American. Got to watch Super Bowl. That's
everybody has to watch it. And the commercials,
it's required. It's like watching baseball here in Japan when Japan is playing internationally. The whole country actually. And Dave, you remember last year when we were sitting doing a podcast?
Yep.
When Japan won the you and I were sitting doing one of our podcasts, and that was when Japan was playing the US, and it was Shohei Ohtani struck out Mike Trout. I'm like, it was, baseball is much, much bigger here than football is in America, and it's really hard for people to understand that. But on that day, I would say about 100% of the population was tuned in either on television, radio, or if they were working, people were checking their phones. It's phenomenal. So,
and we will find out we'll have to vote for the three of us, which is the best Super Bowl commercial. You'll find out down the road with us. Yep.
Yep. I haven't seen any of the previews. My hope
Me either. So we'll be surprised. We'll find out.
They're awesome. I said you guys, I did that USA Today link every year. I watch the ad meter, so I watch them all ahead of time and rate them.
Really?
They've outdone themselves. I sent you guys a link through USA Today.
I'd rather be surprised. I'd rather be surprised. I'll just, I don't want it. I don't need to know what's going on beforehand. I'll just be surprised.
I got one question though with the commercials. Does Progressive have a commercial?
You have to watch and find out.
Damn.
And also, David, one more thing. Isn't the three Taylor Swift theme commercials? That's what I heard. Is that true, David?
No. They're
thank God. Okay.
What they're doing is they're getting a lot of brands who are looking to target the Swiftie crowd. So you're going to see younger brands, more people taking risks. I think I think they're better than ever. I tell you, I love them just as much as I like watching the game. My wife's working Sunday night. The kids go to bed around 7:30, so I'll miss maybe the first quarter, but I'll be able to watch the rest of the game just myself. It'll be wonderful.
No, it's going to be, it's the second Super Bowl I've watched early in the morning, so I just want it to be a good game. I hope the Chiefs lose. If I got to pick a team, I want the Chiefs to lose. But then again, I'm not a 49er fan either. So it's like, if there was a way for both teams to lose, it'd be awesome.
Well, I'm suffering Jets fan, so I don't care about either team. So,
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
You gotta.
That's a whole show unto itself. Jets fan.
You missed the 5 seconds, Aaron Rodgers. That's come on. I'd rather talk about not stuff we hate. Let's go on.
Fran, you're an AFL guy. You gotta go Chiefs. If you're a Jets fan.
Well, okay. Well, I just want a good game. I mean, go Chiefs. I mean, let's go Disney and Disney commercial. Let's see marriage proposals. Let's see Lifetime movies. Come on, let's milk this for every dollar it's worth. Come on, it's gonna go on and on.
Let's
Take a tape parades. Come
we're
on,
gonna
man.
have to have Jason Kelsey shirtless chugging beer at some point in this Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You can't let that
that's
go.
All right. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm tired. I'm tired of the Chiefs winning. At least let's give it to the no name Mr. Irrelevant. Let him win a quarter. Let him win a game, and then make a fortune on his next deal. Bankrupt the 49ers, and then they'll suck for years, like every team does when they pay their quarterback. You heard it here first.
I sat through 20 years of the Patriots. I'm okay with 5 to 10 years of the Chiefs as long as it's not the Patriots.
I agree. All right.
All right.
Let's go.
All right. Well, on that note, hey, Fran, let's talk about your latest article with Around the Leagues. Tell us what is going on in the world of minor league sports.
We're going to start off with a fun topic for you guys to actually will enjoy, and we're going to start off with here we go. So here we go. The NBA all-time three-point leader, Golden State Warriors guard Steph Curry, and WNBA single-season three-point record holder, New York Liberty guard Sabrina Ionescu will compete in the Steven versus Sabrina first ever WNBA NBA three-point challenge that will take place next Saturday. We'll have some fun at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Sort of All-Star Saturday night. Steven versus Sabrina will follow I'm not going to mention the sponsorship, three-point shooting contest. Curry will shoot the NBA three-point line, basketballs, and Ionescu will shoot the WNBA three-point lines. And then we'll see what happens. But what do you guys think? Is it fun? Is it compelling? Is it going to be better than the slam dunk contest? Is it the best thing of All-Star Saturday night? Guys, what do you think?
Dave?
I'm excited. I will watch it. I think it'll be fun. It's going to be different. I think a lot of these all-star weekends are dull. They're not what they. I'm not saying the way they used to be. I don't mean it that way, but you don't have. I mean, it's such a cliche. 20 years ago, all the top guys would be in the three-point contest, and all the top guys would be the dunk contest. Now, this is their way for leagues to expose you to up-and-coming stars or good players, but I like it. I think it's going to be compelling.
Dave, one question. I hope, Greg, did you guys watch the Ionescu's three-point shooting last year? That was off the hook. It's on me on video. Check it out, fans, when you want to go to R Sports Central. That shooting 37 points was insane. That's what set up this thing. So,
well, is this more kind of like another, for lack of better, for historical
Battle of
comparison?
Sexes? Battle of Sexes?
Yeah, Battle of Sexes.
Billie Jean King. That's the person I interviewed. Yeah, of course. Well,
yeah.
Well, on a more fun level. I mean, there's no women's rights things involved in this nonsense. There's no. I mean, it's more. I mean, you'll see Steve Carell being involved in this nonsense when he was involved in that movie. So it'll be fun to watch, entertaining. And the thing is, if you don't watch it, you'll still be able to see it on YouTube. So that's the place to get your stuff. It'll be fun, entertaining, and I'll watch it. I'll DVR it and enjoy it. Whenever if I'm home Saturday, I'll watch it. That'll probably be the best thing of the night. The three-point shooting stuff for the NBA stuff is fun. The slam dunk is hit or miss. It could be good. It could suck. We'll find out.
Okay. And next up, we got the G League. What's going on with the G League?
Well, we'll discuss one topic briefly. With Memphis Hustle, the guy who won his 100th game, Jason March, congrats to him. But G League is developing well. But one thing I'll discuss briefly, which what's your take about the Phoenix Suns being the only team in the NBA not to have a G League team? Do they need one? I mean, it's about time they get one. What's your take on that?
Dave, I defer to you on this one.
Honestly, I don't have an issue with if they don't. If they don't have 14 players or 18 players that they need, I mean, they probably have 2 or 3 tucked around where they need them. And with expanded rosters of 14, 15 players, I mean, honestly, you're only playing, if you're looking at the box score, 7, 6, 7, 8 players a night. So to have 32 players under contract, I can see why they don't.
I think they did have an Arizona team. I think once they get the right market, they will, because they definitely will eventually. They're probably waiting. And the thing is with these minor league teams, the problem, it goes two ways. David. I mean, either you have to win or you want to develop talent. And some of these leagues, I mean, all they care about is developing talent, and then the fan experience is terrible. So I feel you got to do a combination of both.
Oh, go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry. So here's my take on just the team in Phoenix. Okay, just I don't know how much time you guys have spent out in Arizona and in Phoenix. I've spent last 5 years of my Navy career was spent out on a monthly basis out there. You've got the whole Phoenix region, so that's obviously the Suns' territory. It's a huge region. But the problem is, at least in my opinion, that, okay, so where are you going to put the team? Is the team going to be profitable? The only other major city in Arizona besides the Phoenix metro area is Tucson. And Tucson, I mean, I don't know. I don't think they have figured. I don't think they have a place where they can really put a team, and for it to be bottom line wise successful or worth the cost. So that's just my take. I mean, maybe there are other things to factor in, but putting a team in Tucson, you know what? I don't know. I mean, Tucson's an awesome place. If I were to play basketball, I don't want to be living it. It's beautiful. It's actually cooler than Phoenix. But
the thing is, Greg, there will be a team. Eventually they're going to put a team. We'll just figure out where it is, and when it is, it'll be discussed on the show.
Okay, and moving on here, let's talk a little UFL.
We're going to go to United Football League. We're not going to talk about some schedule that. We'll talk about the Houston Roughnecks. They will play at the iconic Rice Stadium on the campus of Rice University. Rice Stadium will be a great home for the Roughnecks, and we can't wait to deliver a phenomenal football product with the fan experience in the H-Town, says Russ Brandon. I'm glad he's involved running the UFL, not some other guy. Rice Stadium has served as home field of the Rice Owls since it opened in 1950, and a rich history of professional football as well. The Houston Oilers played their home games on the campus from 1966, 1968, and 6 years later, the stadium hosted, I think one of you guys were alive for it, Super Bowl 8 between the Miami Dolphins and the Minnesota Vikings, becoming one of the only 4 conference venues to host the NFL championship game. The facility also served as practice facility for the Atlanta Falcons before Super Bowl 2017. What you guys think about all this information? Houston playing in Rice. Is the team developed? Is it going to be worse than what they played last year? And how many years are they going to be stuck in Rice? Dave, what do you think?
I think that's their only option.
Yeah, but definitely. Yep.
Yeah, I think they're going to be there. I mean, it's okay. I guess. I mean, looking at the fact that this is the option that they have, I mean, it's okay. I mean,
they can't play. They can't play with Texas play. They can't play with Texas play. No, because Texas will want millions of dollars, and they're not going to give the UFL a bone. Never.
No, but I mean, it's one of those things where there's the capacity is big, but it's not. It's still manageable. And obviously, being a predominantly a college stadium, they're probably getting it for a good rate, and that's the bottom line with all this stuff is the dates you need at an attractive and affordable price, and hopefully
plus get the college kids to come to the games. If you're going to use that stadium, the thing is, my question is, when's the last time this thing's been renovated? This thing's almost 75, 80 years old. Well, that's find out.
Well, I mean, my take on it is
it opened in 1950, so it's not a new stadium.
It's just a stadium that it keeps on going, and Rice will never get their own football stadium ever again. This is their baby for centuries.
Well, also too, I mean, like I said, honestly, I wouldn't be. The question I have is, they could have played in Jepson Stadium too, the old Jepson Stadium.
What's that?
That's where the Houston Oilers first played. That's a high school field, and they played the first AFL championship there. If I'm remembering my AFL history correct, Dave, am I wrong? Am I off? Or they played
it in Houston.
Yeah, it was.
I literally just watched that AFL video last week.
Yeah, the Oilers they definitely played it. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, they definitely play in Houston. I'm just trying to think.
Yeah, they played there from. I've got, I hate even going to the Wikipedia sometimes, uh, but yeah, they played there. The Oilers played there from 60 to 64
Yep.
before they moved into Rice Stadium. It seats actually. Let's see here. Right
32.
now,
Looks like 32,000
yeah. So that was
was.
my take on it, on the whole, on the Houston team, the Roughnecks / Gamblers, because it's kind of a hybrid team anyway.
Yep.
They're playing here. They're going to play at Rice Stadium. And then next year, let's just see if even the UFL is even around, if we're going to have a discussion about, because, if history is any guide, there's a good chance none of these teams will be playing next year. So they're only going to be playing five home games anyway. So, it's, the question is, and I'm not familiar with the Houston area, never been there, but where is Rice University located? Is it easy to get to? I mean, those are all the things that factor into these stadiums and attendance and everything. So,
well, my question for you guys, I'll let you guys make what's happening. Give like an average attention thing they're going to get for these games. I think it might be a little bit lower than, because it's Rice Stadium issue. I hope I'm wrong, but what do you think? What do you think they're going to get their first game in Rice Stadium?
I'm going under 10.
Me too. And fans will be crying about it on social media because they complain about everything.
I'll go 25.
Okay. Ooh. I'll send you a beer if that happens, man. Come on.
No, but
I'll get Amazon Prime, but I'll send you a beer. Come on. Okay.
No, I think people are going to be people are going to be surprised at the start.
That means this league's going to do something besides. They're gonna actually do marketing. They're gonna. I mean, I see some marketing. Are they really gonna go marketing? Are they gonna go team presence marketing? We shall see.
Well, it comes down to we have an idea of what the XFL lost.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously the USFL didn't close, so they're into year 3 now of what their economic model was. So. I think there's going to be I think there's going to be a pretty big financial push to get over the hump this year. I think you will be surprised at the amount of focus on football that this league is going to have.
And David, one question for you, David: how much is this involved? Free tickets being given away. You worked in teams. How many free tickets are going to be given to make it look better than it is? What do you think?
There'll be a combination of things there always are. Like here's an example. You have your sponsors, and it's how you honestly it's how you put them into how they are accounted for in your financial side.
And part of it is they get tickets to the game. I know that. I've seen that. Well, I run sponsors at these games.
Well, and that's some of that too. It's like if you have a Lexus dealer and they're the preferred car dealership, they might get 100 tickets for a game. So how do you equate that? Yeah, there'll be a combination. They'll be doing, hopefully group sales is going and they're doing some things, but it won't be some random guy standing at a corner with 1,000 tickets just handing them out.
Good.
There's ways to target. I mean, they have mailing lists, both teams, the Gamblers and the Roughnecks, when they were going have extensive social media and marketing and hopefully email and contacts that your group sales, you're plugging away, you're inviting people out. Of course, there's going to be more complimentary tickets for this first game than you might do for a second game or a third game because you're looking for a pop. But it's a pop with hopefully a positive end on the back end of this, where the bottom line is a crowd attracts a crowd. And if you put the work in, you get a good first week crowd and the game's entertaining, you're going to see it. You're going to see it week 2, you're going to see week 3. But if you roll in like Orlando did or Las Vegas did, you're just going to be swimming upstream the entire year.
Oh, yeah. Good point. And also, too, before we continue on, I stand corrected. Old Jepson Stadium is now the Houston, where the University of Houston plays. So obviously, I was, they're not using that they're not going to be using that stadium. I was thinking
Oh
Jepson
well.
Stadium
Oh
was
well.
a completely entirely separate stadium, but Jepson Stadium was torn down to make room for the current University of Houston Stadium.
What does it say,
I
Greg, about
stand
you?
corrected.
Even Babe Ruth strikes out every once in a while. And we'll move on to a topic you guys are gonna love. In the CFL, baby, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers announced the club has agreed to a 1 year term, 1 year contract with, wait for it, Chris Treveler. 29 years old, returns to the Blue Bombers after spending 4 years in the NFL, suiting up 9 regular season games and during those days with the Arizona Cardinals and New York Jets. But good news, he got a pension. Trever also spent brief stints with the Baltimore Ravens and the Miami Dolphins. Trever first signed with the Blue Bombers in 2018, and following the sudden retirement of Derry Durant and injury to Matt Nichols near the end of camp, that made him the first ever straight from college quarterback to start from week 1 CFL since Anthony Calvillo and the Las Vegas Posses. That we'll see how long that's a crazy team we can talk about in another show. For the Blue Bombers since John Schneider in 1968. So what do you think about Chris Trever come back? Is he going to get a chance to play? Will he be starting? I mean, CFL quarterbacks get killed in this league. What do you think? Is he going to play as well as he did? What do you think, guys?
He's gonna. Well, let me field this one, because as I was looking up Strevler, and I've watched the guy play for years, I did not realize he is from my home. He's from my home area, and played up at Marion Central Catholic up in Woodstock. Chris Strevler, he's a great third down in the CFL. He's a great 3rd-and-1 quarterback. That's bottom line. I mean, and that's what he's going to be. He'll always be. He's a running back. That's really all he is. To me, that's all he's ever done.
Yeah, but he can throw the football. I mean, he helped to win great cups. The guy can do more. The guy can contribute. I mean, the rollouts. He can actually help the team. And I think there's no guarantee the quarterback's going to even last. Well, so I think he's going to be involved. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, he can throw the football. Let's just, to get to this level, yeah, you've got to be able to throw the football. But in the CFL system, he has made his name a name for himself as a third down, as a fullback. Really, that's what he is. He is the guy that get on 3rd-and-1 or 3rd-and-2, or give the ball to him to punch it through to pick up the first down. That's what he's known for. I mean, the one game remember him playing for the Cardinals, and I'm a huge Cardinals fan. So when he got the starting nod, to me, it was quite I was happy for it, because I'm like, okay, let's see what he can do. He didn't. Maybe it's just. I mean, he's been. Let's take a look here. He's been with the Blue Bombers.
Craig, when you get a chance,
let me
Google Boomer Esiason's comments on the CFL. That one, okay. People went crazy on that.
Well, I remember that, but my point is here. So he's with the Blue Bombers from 18 to 19. Went to the Cardinals for 2 years. Really never saw the field except once. The Ravens, the Dolphins, the Jets, and now he hasn't done anything. What Chris Strevler is known for is taking his shirt off during a Grey Cup parade. That's what people remember him for. Now, is he a good quarterback? You know what? To get to the pro level, you got to be able to sling the ball. But the problem is he's never been in a position where he's been able to show off his skills. And when he got the starting nod for the Cardinals, it's the Cardinals. I mean, he did a serviceable job, but he just hasn't given, at least in my opinion, he's not been given an opportunity to really show what he can do. Going back to Winnipeg just seems to me like, okay, he's going to go back and do what he did. And I like the guy. I'm a fan of his, but I don't recall him ever making a play with his arm. So we'll see. But, with the CFL, you never know. And the way they go through quarterbacks in a season, he's going to get a chance this year to actually, I think, hopefully show his stuff. But if that happens, then that doesn't bode well for the Winnipeg team, because that means they're going to be struggling, and I doubt they're going to make it, to a 5th straight Grey Cup. So that's just my take. So I'm happy to see him still playing football, but I've only seen him play as a running back, and is a fullback, and that's really it. So,
Greg, I'm happy with that analysis. I mean, Dave, if you have anything to chime in, otherwise we'll move on to the next topic.
Well, I'll chime in, but I think you can cover this next week. I think there were two signings that occurred in the last couple of days that are bigger than Stevler at the end of the day with Boris Beatty and AJ Ouellette. The slowly dismantling of the Argos as they're rolling through this off season. So
and we kind of knew that was going to happen. They signed all these big names. They got their title. So it's just kind of the natural progression of things.
It is, but it's still like I wasn't surprised by Beatty. Actually, they signed the kicker already, so you knew that was. It seemed like that was a plan, but I wasn't. I was a little surprised by Ouellette going to the Rough Riders. To be completely honest, I honestly didn't. I didn't see that one coming. I honestly, you're always losing players every season, losing something. But I'll be honest, I wasn't. I didn't see that one coming. I thought I thought he put himself in the very good position to be a huge part of that offense for years to come. He's only 28. It's not like he's old.
Right.
But that's all I had. But again, CFL's coming. Looking forward to it.
And I'm looking forward to chiming in with you guys. And I'm hoping CBS Sports Network actually does more games and they don't hide everything on the app that people don't really want to go out of their way to follow it. Let's move on to
before we move on here. Let's give me a little side note here. Talking about CBS Sportsnet and watching the CFL on TV. For people who are out there, don't waste your money on CBS Sportsnet or picking up an extra cable package. Buy yourself, get a VPN, and with the VPN, change your country to whatever country you want outside of the United States and Canada, and watch it online for free, because that's how I watch the CFL. And if you're tech savvy enough, there's a way to cast the games from your phone to your smart TV. And people are interested and listening that want to know how to do that. Feel free to message us at our message. You can message us, but I'm kind of in control of the Twitter account. Message us at From the 55. We'll talk. I'll try to work it through with you. And because I know the messaging works, because obviously we got some mail this week. We'll just leave it at that from a certain media, a certain news hub type UFL media outlet, and I'm just going to leave it at that. So, feel free to reach people listening. Feel free to reach out to me on the technical side to how to set up a VPN. It's really straightforward. I think I got Dave hooked up here. But don't waste your money on cable or CBS Sportsnet. And same with you, Fran, too. If you don't know how to do it, we'll talk offline and I'll get you set up, because the VPN is how I watch American sports over here. So anyway, enough said.
Well, Greg, Greg, start doing on Twitter that if you listen to the show, you're gonna save some money. That people will be listening gaga with the stuff. Come on, that'll be people actually listen to podcasts where you save money on watching sports. Come on, man, that's every sports fan's dream, especially the people that listen to our show, because basically they love sports and they don't really have much of a life outside of it.
Well, the hard part of watching sports is it's becoming, you got to be a little tech savvy to find your teams now too. I mean, it's just straightforward with apps and everything. If everything were on YouTube, life would be good, but it's not. And I know the UFL. In fact, I was reading through your article about the TV stuff for the UFL, that all the Fox games are going to be on the Fox Sports app. Okay, well, that's a conversation that I'm going to have with the three of you offline as to how I'm going to access the Fox Sports app. But we'll talk later. So, but anyway, moving on to the Arena Football League.
And this is one where Sam Shady's going to love this topic because he loves this league. And if he listens to the show, we're going to get some more angry hate mail. Marking the national return to arenas across the country, AFL begins a new chapter as a league. Minnesota will be front and center with a brand new team, mission, and organization, the Minnesota Myth. Yeah, the league's been a myth so far. We'll kick off season 1 against Nashville Cats, and week 2 hosting the Philadelphia Soul. The Myth season will consist of 10 games, 5 away, 5 home. Wow. An iconic, wait for it, Target Center, home of the NBA Minnesota Timberwolves and WNBA Minnesota Lynx. Regular season games will be played Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Hey man, Minnesota's back in the I would have gone with Fighting Pike, but hey man, they didn't want to spend money on the trademark. Is it going to work? Is arena football going to work in Minnesota? Does anyone even care about this league besides one person? Enough. What do you guys think,
Dave?
I mean, they're in major. I love it. I think it's great. More.
Okay,
Fran,
I want to see you write. I want to see you write an article about it. There's nothing out there, Dave.
Fran.
Yeah.
The more teams means the more players getting paid. Means
Good.
more staff getting jobs.
Good.
Means more arenas being used in communities.
Good.
Means more concession workers are getting hired. More food is being eaten.
Yes.
You know what? The big thing was when the AFL went away, all the people in the indoor arena football crowd going, if the Arena Football League comes back, they need to be in big cities, they need to be in big arenas, and no more of this podunk towns and small things that arena football is. So it took a while. The Myth are going to take on the financial burden of playing in the Target Center. Good for them.
Well, I mean,
that's the way I look at it. It's like they're doing what everybody has said that teams need to do to be taken seriously. So now they're in a major city. They're playing in the biggest facility in town. Now they're looking for the fans to come and support them.
And Ricky Foggy's coaching the team, the local Minnesota boy.
Exactly. I think this is when you try to draw it up, it's perfect on what you want. Now, has the league made missteps getting to this point? Of course they have. I'm not going to disagree with that, but I will give all 4 of these leagues the benefit of the doubt that they're trying to put the best products forward because they're trying to get people and sponsors to come on board with this. So are there going to be some issues? There probably will be. There is in the IFL. There is in the NAL. All these leagues are going to have their issues because they don't have unlimited pockets. They have a finite amount of money that they're willing to spend and how they're going to use it.
And a lot of them operate on a shoestring.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's interesting just talking about this. The other day I was listening when I was at the gym on the treadmill, listening to an older episode of Good Seats Still Available from at the end of the year, where Tim sat down with Paul Reese and a couple other guys and talked about
my boss.
Yeah, and actually was talk. It was a great discussion. I've been kind of casually following what's going on with the Arena Football League. None of the news has been, how should I say, encouraging,
earth-shattering,
but even encouraging as to where this is going to go. So yeah, I'm in with it. I'm going to watch it if I can watch it here. Hopefully I'll probably tune in more to the Indoor Football League because their games are on YouTube. But
David, I'll ask you this, David. I mean,
let me
go ahead. Sure.
But if the Arena Football League is able to deliver on the promises that they've been making, yeah, and apparently they're planning on playing their first game. Correct me if I'm wrong. Right when the NFL draft ends. So, we'll see. I will see. The jury's out. The jury's out on a lot of things about spring football. But the one thing we know, indoor football, whether it's the AFL, the IFL, I mean, these leagues have been around for a long time, and I got a feeling that they're going to continue for a long time. So, Brand, go ahead. I apologize.
I was going to ask you guys. Maybe David knows. Maybe you know. What's the mystery TV parties? I heard Amazon Prime, NFL Network. Do you guys know anything? I mean, I haven't heard anything from Sam Shady yet, so I don't know. I mean, he's the expert on what TV network is going to be covering this league yet. I haven't seen anything confirmed. I've heard rumors, nothing confirmed.
I haven't seen anything.
So
well, and here's the thing: it's not going to be. I mean, it's not going to be a major network. So you'd have to have that out 8 months in advance. That's why the XFL had such horrible times. So obviously it's going to be some kind of streaming, or it's going to be some kind of cable network that's going to be that is able to move around programming, or they would have to have time slots done 6, 8, 10 months in advance.
NFL Network.
So, I mean, I heard they're doing. Are they doing? I heard like a Thursday night game or something. There's like a game of the week game every week on NFL Network. I heard something. I thought,
possibly.
but if but the thing is, here's a great example. If that NFL Network deal comes to fruition, that has to be a humongous feather in their cap. The
Great
IFL doesn't do
exposure,
well.
and we can get
Yeah.
ratings. We can talk about ratings on the show. That's nice
But-
for a change.
But I mean, even I don't know how many people get the NFL Network. I'll be honest, I don't get the NFL Network.
I do.
Really?
I
No.
do. Haha.
I can
actually
watch it on
get-
I can watch it on my phone. I mean, I mean, but the thing is, it's one of those things where I think they're going to have a couple different places, and I like the idea of monetizing and utilizing YouTube. I think the NAL and the IFL did a really good job of that. I mean, I know I think the IFL announced they got a 3-year deal to have their championship game on CBS Sports Network, but as we talked about with the USFL and the CFL, I'm not sure how great that is. Like
I watched it last year. I mean, Vegas. It's weird in Vegas.
Not the game, the being on that network, not the game itself. I watched that. I saw, but I'm being, it's a hard network to get.
But unfortunately, Dave, everybody, the USL Championship, USL League One, and I don't know what these USL Super Leagues doing, but that's for discussion down the road. But they're sanctioned. They're going to be big time. We'll see what networks come on their way, like with the NWSL. But we'll see that for another show.
Yeah. Well, listen, guys, real quickly, Fran, tell us what's happening in the world of hockey, and let's talk about your trip to Atlanta as we're approaching the end.
I mean, we'll skip on Savannah Ghost Pirates. Well, let's go on to let's see what else. Let me go down 1 second here. Let's PWHL 3-on-3. That was entertaining. Let's go to a topic. I'm gonna 1 second here. 1 second. Lionel Messi. We'll talk about that next year. Let's talk about a topic. I'm curious what you guys think about. Brooklyn Football Club announced a multi-year agreement to play its home games at Maimonides Park, the longtime home of the New York Mets minor league affiliate, the Brooklyn Cyclones. The news coincides with the Brooklyn Football Club USL League agreeing to USL Championship to the highest level beginning 2025. So what's your guys' take on this? I mean, Brooklyn gets a team. They're probably in USL League One. I see him moving up to USL League Championship. Brooklyn's a good market. They're playing where Cyclones play. I mean, baseball stadium with soccer. David, what do you think? I mean, many teams do it.
I worked for arguably the 7th most successful professional soccer team in the mid-90s that played at a baseball stadium in Rochester, New York. We outdrew 4 or 5 MLS teams at the time. So it happens. I know they don't like it. I don't think there'll be a long-term solution, but it'll get them off the ground. And if baseball is truly not coming back there, there's going to be some money that needs to be spent to tailor that field to the size. That's going to be the biggest issue. Is it's going to be small. It's going to be narrow. It's going to be noticeable. It's probably going to be probably about 15 feet narrower and about 25 yards shorter. So it's going to be tiny because that's what baseball stadiums do. But if they have the money, they'll see if they can get the crowds. There'll be some money that need to be spent, and if it does well, they'll need to build something bigger. Bottom line.
Well, also another breaking story. The Brooklyn team has a USL Super League team as well. I'm hoping the Charlotte team. I'm hoping the first matchup is Brooklyn because I get my Brooklyn tie being from Brooklyn. If not, I'm probably going to go to a Charlotte home opener and a game against Brooklyn. I have to give Brooklyn some love. Finally covering a game, Bars Pro Central in 23 years. So that'll be fun. And as far as them, though, I see them moving up the USL Championship after they get the established fan base, and I can cover North Carolina FC games against Brooklyn. That'd be fun down the road.
And my take on it is, since any game I watch is going to be on TV, I like the aesthetics of a soccer field and a baseball park. Same way with football. I grew up on that. So, but I agree with Dave, man. If you got a stadium, you got to use it. So if not, and so the Brooklyn minor league team, are they going away?
No, they're staying. The baseball team
Cyclones. Are the Cyclones gone away?
They're staying. They're in the South Atlantic League. They're sharing the facility with those two soccer teams.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
and,
all right.
And one brief topic: what Brooklyn Nets? I mean, should they have changed the name or should they have rebranded? I thought they should have rebranded with that. What's briefly what do you think? When the Nets came to Brooklyn, I thought they should have rebranded something new and original, but teams don't want to spend that money.
Keep the Nets. It's a brand. It's Dr. J. It's the Nets.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I mean, I think there's a strong history with that. I think sometimes we get the urge to change for the sake of change, and I think that's a wrong direction as well. I mean,
well, Minneapolis Lakers, LA Lakers, remember that? I mean, the Lakers meant nothing in LA, but they kept that name and that worked.
Yeah, but the Minneapolis Lakers going to LA. I mean, LA is part of your team, so it's the LA Lakers. I mean, to me that was actually before all our time when they made that move. So, but when you look at name changes, I mean, the Brooklyn Nets have always, I mean, they were the New York Nets. They've always been part of New York. So changing the team name to Brooklyn and keeping it wasn't, I'm happy to see I remember when the Brooklyn Nets changed their name, but I didn't know about it. And I was watching TV. I heard some Brooklyn. Like, wait a minute. What did I miss? And then I saw, wow, okay. So it's cool that we have a New York team called Brooklyn and they've been that way for a while. So, it would have been interesting had your Jets decided to, build a stadium in Brooklyn. Would they have been known as the Brooklyn Jets? That would have been.
I would have loved the Jets. I hate the Giants just sharing a stadium, but I mean, as far as like with that Brooklyn arena it's in downtown. It looks so awful down there. I've been down there. It's not the safest of areas, and
yeah.
I mean, the thing is, the Islanders had to deal with that nonsense for years. Yeah. But I'm glad they have their own thing now too. But let's that's our Brooklyn talk.
Dave,
one last question for Fran.
Yep.
Should the Dodgers have changed their name when they moved to Los Angeles?
I guess. Well, come on. That back then, I based on what they've done now, nah. Let's just be lazy. Let's just be lazy. I mean,
team rebranding is very tricky.
Oh yes,
it really is. And
it is.
Unless it's defensive, you can't. Nobody changes it anymore.
Well, the rebranding, obviously, the Commanders and the Eskimos
and Guardians
by outside
Indians.
It was in Cleveland was outside forces, and people got upset because of that. Now, again, this is just my take, but the people that were upset about these name changes were old white guys. I think the vast majority of people, listen, you're rooting for laundry. Ultimately, you're rooting for a logo. Team rebranding, you don't lose fans. I think you actually gain fans when a team rebrands over time. And those guys that are saying, I'm never going to go to this and that. Well, maybe we're going to be talking to Superfan Mike from the Turf District podcast this year. So we'll have a more in-depth discussion with him about the whole rebrand, because I haven't talked to Mike since, well, it's been a while, and since the rebrand. So, but did the rebrand did not cause the Edmonton Elks to basically suck as a football team. There was
the attendance drop, David. The attendance drop.
The attendance dropped
because they're awful.
Because they're
okay. That's good. That's good.
They didn't win a game. Like they went 18 in a row at home. Like that's why people didn't go. It had nothing.
So
it
has nothing to do with the name change. Nothing to do with the name change. That's good.
Absolutely not.
Good.
Nope.
No, people get upset about a name change. Again, it goes back to what I said. Old white guys getting all pissed off on social media, got nothing to do. I'm never going to go to this and that. Dude, it's, again, the players don't care. The players could give a shit. They just want to play and get paid.
Yeah.
So the only people that are getting upset about a name change are guys sitting around the house like me. I don't get upset, but my point is that I'm an old white guy sitting in a man cave here. Those are the people that get upset. Now, I think, when it comes to name changes, there have been some good ones, some bad ones. What really kind of gets me going are the uniform changes. Like, dude,
enough.
Those are horrible. That to me is the bigger issue, but that's a whole nother subject. So anyway, Fran, moving on here. Let's talk about your trip to Atlanta.
I gotta say, guys, It was probably one of the most amazing, unexpected trips I ever did in my life. I got the vacation experience. I got the sports media clobbering spree. Paul changed the name to that. I'm like, I knew he wasn't going to use that the name, but and I got some blast from the past friend encounters. One resulted in me having, and now wait for it, an iPhone 12 Pro. I went for iPhone 8, so that's kind of cool. I mean, our son had the 15. I got a hand me down. Now I have a phone where I can Zoom with you guys anytime I want. But let's it was fun. I mean, it was fun from all levels covering non-football leagues. Wow, Grant covers non-football. Yes, he does. But it was fun. I mean, we'll first start with the Pro Bio Federation game. That was kind of cool. Where like the day before, I'm like, they had this mystery news. I'm like, the mystery investor, what's going on? Is it some politician? Please no. But it was Paul Millsap. That was kind of interesting. What's your guys' take on Paul Millsap, a local guy being involved with his team, and it gave the team a little extra exposure.
I love it. I think more outreach needs to be done with all minor league teams with established stars in their community, because a lot of these guys are staying. I think it's great. I think it's you're getting that cross brand from the player where they're playing now, and then that financial support and stability you need to influx that organization with money.
Yep, I agree.
And just for people curious, the ticket prices range at the Atlanta Buy Frame from $12 to the four season volleyball. Come on, $116. That's you basically can touch the players that price. So I don't want people complaining about that. And another fun thing we'll talk about, but indoor arena football, when the ball is going stands, you can keep them. But the Football Federation, Dave, volleyball is going stands, they must be returned. Is that fair game in a league that they want to make sure they stay on budget?
I mean, I think that's fine. I mean, that's part of the mystique of the arena football. They positioned that years ago. That was their drawing card. So I have no problem. I mean, there's only so many volleyballs that, I mean, I don't know. It's not like a football.
Plus, volleyball is more apt to get bounced in the stands anyway, the way that ball's bouncing around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah.
You're gonna give them what, 50 volleyballs a game? Like every time there's a spike or a big time block or a big time spike that ball's in the crowd, you'll go bankrupt just supplying balls for people.
Yeah.
And as far as the crowd had 6,100 fans, but one of these people was amazing. I'm just walking around being friendly. I mean, my media seat wasn't the best in the world, but the thing was, I was just so happy to be at that first ever game. I mean, I'm talking to one fan, and he was wearing a Georgia Swarm cap. I'm having a friendly conversation with him. It turned out to be, wait for it, Georgia Swarm forward Shane Jackson, 2020 NL MVP. That cut. He had in 12 games, he had 31 goals and 42 assists. I'm like, obviously, I had a friendly conversation. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm covering the game for Our Sports Central. Are you covering the game, the Swarm game tomorrow? Of course I am. It's like, who are you? I'm like, and then I look at the stats. I'm like, I spoke to a 2020 NL MVP. My jaw dropped. That was one of the most amazing moments in my sports writing for Our Sports Central. Just running to a player like that, just being friendly.
How was the attendance overall? You went to how many games?
I went to 3 games. Who did
you see? Which games did you go to?
The first game I had 6,100 fans, which was good.
Which game was that?
That was the Pro Volleyball game. And
okay.
Dave, you watched the game. What's your take on that briefly?
No, that was exciting. I thought it was a great production. Like I said, I'm very impressed. I enjoy it. I hope it is able to sustain. But from what they're doing so far, it's a great broadcast. It's entertaining. I'm in. I like it.
And what's your take on one thing I loved was the ATL chants of the volleyball. I don't know who came up with that or whoever did that deserves a marketing executive of the year award. I mean, that was amazing. ATL. And I mean, the game tonight I was watching some of ATL chants. That stuff is off the hook. No other team does that in this league.
And who else? Who did you see the next night?
The next night we're going to go to the National Lacrosse League, the Georgia Swarm, and that was kind of fun. Where ticket prices range from $12 to $61. That was so much fun. Where I get a press pass. I'm like, where am I going to be going? I'm like, they gave me a press pass, and he said, "Oh, you can walk anywhere you want around the arena." I'm like, okay. So I made the most of it. Another media person would have sat in one seat the entire time and just no. I ran around the arena all over the place. It was so much fun. Where before the game,
where was the
go ahead,
game?
guys.
Where was the game at?
South Arena, same arena as all three of these teams
Oh,
in the
okay.
same arena.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
so,
how was the attendance for that game?
well, this game I'll tell you right now. Here we go. 6,957 fans. Yep.
Oh wow. Wow.
12-11 overtime game. The game was off the hook. It was, I mean, the National Lacrosse League games, I didn't realize how good they were in person. If that's the case, I would have gone to more games earlier. I mean, I basically ran around the arena, got close to the goal of action. And the thing is, the sports music was iconic. The Bulls music, that music is so iconic, the entry, all the sports team music, the play on the field, the action. And then like during like the fourth quarter, they had like the concert with the Sweet Caroline stuff. I mean, that was amazing where they just had that everyone had the cameras out. I mean, I'm from Raleigh, so I love that moment. And then and then the game went into overtime and they won. The public address announcer got the team all pumped up. I gave him a nice little mention in my story and he thanked me for it. So that was kind of cool. But it was fun.
And then the last game you went to?
The last game will go to the ECHL game. Here we go. 1 second. The Atlanta Gladiators game. And what became intriguing to that was the rumor of the Atlanta wanting AHL team. Before we get into that, what do you think, guys? Will Atlanta get one, or is NHL not even going to expand?
No, Atlanta's not going to get one. They failed twice. But you think
money talks?
You think it might happen?
I think whoever comes up, whatever number the NHL decides to go with, the number of teams, whoever ponies up the money. Because they got to figure out.
That's a good point.
They got to figure out where Arizona is going to go or what they're going to do with Arizona. That's a possibility. But you're going to need somebody who's going to willing to put $2-3 billion down, and then put together an infrastructure. I think they're willing to go back. I think they're willing to go back to Atlanta because of the size of the city and the TV market that it brings.
Yeah, well, that's a good point.
So I don't think, from all the cities I've seen, and I think the NHL does expansion drafts the best of any league to help you put a competitive team on the ice. And I think
Vegas, Seattle, look at those teams. I mean, Vegas won a Stanley Cup and Seattle played good. Look at that.
I think the days of the NHL putting expansion draft and Ottawa winning 9 games is over. Like that was only 30 years ago. That was in '93. And they won 9 games. That, of course,
the topic of which is going to be a great conversation when we sit down with Howie Mooney to talk about his Ottawa Senators. So
yeah,
that's a tease for our episode for next week. And
as far as the hockey, they had 6,700 fans, 4-0, but a couple of fun promotions. The Kiss Cam. Dave, what's your take on that? Does it work? Is it popular? I mean, should it be every single league? Kiss Cam briefly.
Depends how much money you get for it. It's a sponsored thing.
A dentist. How much is a dentist sponsor for minor league sports?
Well, the dentist is paying part of a package. So he's getting a program ad. He's getting an in-game promotion. He's getting seats. Tickets. Yeah, so that means that doctor is probably putting in $18,000. So that's, remember, his name is going out there every game. It's that promotion. It's probably one of the funniest promotions that they do. We had for one of the teams I worked at, we had it sponsored by a radio station that had Kiss in its name. So it's the Kiss 98.5 Kiss Cam. Perfect. So they're getting money from it, and that's why they're doing it. That's why Chuck a Puck, all these different things, it's monetized, and that's why you do it.
Chuck a Puck, I mean, it's a building jackpot. I mean, and the person actually won that night, and they got $500. And the dance camp, $50 gift card. I would have done it if it was a gift certificate I wanted, but I was afraid it was gonna be something in Georgia I wasn't gonna be able to get involved with. So I would have won that easily if I wasn't so tired running around. But all in all, it was a fun experience. And then the attendance dropped the following day, where South Carolina dominated Atlanta 6-0 in front of 4,525 fans. Some of the attendance in minor league sports, it always dips. You get the church crowd that wants to go to church. Some of the attendance, it's just not. You have to have it. But what do you think? Sunday games, good for minor league sports or not?
You have to do it, friend.
You have to. You need to play. You have to.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking just like the American Hockey League that I worked in. The East Coast is predominantly a bus league, so you probably played at home Friday. You're like for the Atlanta team. I bet you they probably had because of the issue of the arena. They probably had a road game Friday, road game Saturday, home game Sunday.
And the thing is, people don't realize they play multiple games to save money. So they had a game Saturday and Sunday. And one fun point, I ran into some Stingray fans, and they told me 25 or 30 fans came up Friday for that lacrosse game, as well as the 2 hockey games. So they got their money's worth with 3 games at a 4.5-hour drive. I mean, you come up, you get 3 days of sports, and you that's where you get your bang for your buck with this ECHL. If you're going to travel being a fan, at least you see multiple games.
Yeah, but the Stingrays have been around for 25, 30 years. They have
93. Yep.
They have a humongous following. They used to be the farm team for the American Hockey League team I worked for. So I'm very familiar with the franchise. So they love that team. They support it well, and they travel well. That's the fun part about minor league hockey. Because it's the bus route, people travel. They do it, and they make the most of it. They're a good group of people.
Dave, it's funny. It's funny with minor league hockey. If you think about it, kind of following on what you said, nobody's ever made a movie about major league hockey. Minor league hockey not only is the most entertaining, to me, the most entertaining brand of hockey, but like I said, they have never made a movie about the NHL, only about the minor leagues. So listen, guys, before we wrap everything up here, wanted to touch base, wanted to get your thoughts on the Hall of Fame, who got elected to the Hall of Fame, because I got a couple people that I got my thoughts on I want to give. So
release the list.
Yeah, the list got out. Fran,
can you share it? I've had a busy week writing.
All right. Well, you know what? Then I'll defer to Dave. I'll defer to Dave here because the list came out and I paid attention to 2 names. So, Dave.
Well, there is was it Dwight Freeney, Devin Hester, Andre Johnson, Julius Peppers, Steve McMichael,
Mongo wrestling. No, we can't make that wrestling.
Randy Gradishar and Patrick Willis. That's the
okay. Any thoughts on? I got thoughts on Hester and I got thoughts on McMichael. So I want to grab those 2, but the floor is yours on the other guys.
Andre Johnson. I mean, is he the wide receiver with the Texans? I believe.
Yes, he is.
Oh, good. I was thinking about Andre Reed, but that's not. He's already in the Hall of Fame. But good selections. Hester. I mean, come on. If you're gonna put one guy in special teams, well, now that's relevant. But we'll let Greg that.
Yeah, let me take the Chicago guys.
Yeah,
I've got some definite thoughts. But
Dave, go ahead.
Dave, your thoughts though on who about some of those guys? Anything in particular?
I will defer to you. I will keep my comments to myself.
Okay, all right. So here's my take on a couple things. Okay, Devin Hester. It's great to see a Bear. From the current, from the 21st century Bear make it. I think him and Brian Urlacher, obviously. Brian Urlacher being the other one. Hester was a phenom in Chicago. It's interesting because he was a very popular player. He was kind of a jack of all trades. He was very good, very much a utility player. I mean, he was only really known for obviously, making those returns. And the most memorable one I saw was against the 49ers in the wind when the 49ers were going for a long field goal and that wind gust just brought the ball in. Hester grabbed it and ran it all the way back. That, to me, I think that was kind of the start of the legend of Devin Hester. But unfortunately, that skill returning the ball didn't translate into success elsewhere on the field because they tried him at wide receiver. He was serviceable, but it just didn't work. But it was great to see him go in the Hall of Fame as a special teams player because we've only had a couple guys go into the Hall of Fame, Ray Guy being one of them on special teams. So that's my opinion on Devin Hester. The other one is a lot more near and dear to my heart because it's Mongo. And if anybody who's listening to this podcast, I don't even know if you guys know what's going on with Mongo, but Mongo is dying.
The health conditions are
Mongo
awful.
is literally
Yeah.
on death's doorstep.
I'm
And
glad I'm so happy. Yeah.
Steve McMichael, when I used to drive to and from work, I used to work in the southwest suburbs, and I used to live in the city. So I would always drive by his restaurant, McMichael's in Romeoville. He was also the head coach of an indoor football team called the Chicago Slaughter, larger than life. And he was kind of on that Bears defense. He was kind of even though he was larger than life, he was big into wrestling. He made he did wrestling for a little bit after he retired, but he was a guy that never got as much credit as I think he deserved on that defense. So it's nice to see him get in and know about him getting in before he passes away, because the last few images I've seen that have been posted with it's heartbreaking with him. So I even mentioned it to my wife, because when the news came, we're here and both our watches chimed at the same time, and I'm like, oh, my wife's like, who is that? I go, no, and she goes, and I told her, I go, he's dying of ALS. She goes,
Greg, can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah. What's that?
Does he still have a good relationship with his ex-wife Deborah, or they really hate each other? I mean, they mend fences.
I have no idea. But his current wife,
I can remember. I remember he got involved with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah. And one thing I will, from the wrestling standpoint, I guarantee you a lot of wrestlers are going to be at the Hall of Fame ceremony, which might even get more people to come. Those casual,
those that are still alive.
Well, I mean, some of those guys. He was 4 Horsemen. Come on, that's awesome, man.
Yeah. Well,
Ric Flair will be there, definitely doing his. Woo!
Yeah, but with McMichael, I mean, he's just a Chicago legend. So,
I know him from the wrestling side.
Yeah, it's very sad to see what's happened to him.
Right.
And it also goes to show you too. I mean, there's the chances of you dying from ALS seem to me much greater if you play in the National Football League. Much like dying young, if you were a wrestler, your chances of dying young.
And Greg, let me ask you one thing about the Chicago Bears. The 85 team, how come they couldn't win more than one Super Bowl? What the hell happened to them? They could have had a dynasty. That defense was awesome. Why did they just train wreck after 1 year?
Have you seen the ESPN documentary about the 85 Bears?
I mean, I saw a Super Bowl shuffle. I mean, with Gary Fenton.
The documentary. It's a whole lot of reasons, but bottom line
quarterback?
No, it wasn't the quarterback. But the bottom line is you had injuries, but you also had a team that became a bunch of individuals. In the second season, they lost Buddy Ryan. And Buddy Ryan, Buddy Ryan basically was there were 2 head coaches of that team. And without Buddy Ryan, they weren't as good. Even though their numbers statistically were better on defense, they weren't as good. In fact, I remember I was in college watching that 86 season going, they're just not as aggressive as they used to be. And that was a tell. So, but yeah, there's so many reasons. And even Mike Ditka would say,
at one point I have to,
we should have won.
Let me go ahead. Sorry.
Mike Ditka said we should have won more. So I don't know. It's going to be, it's sad, but it's nice to see him get in the Hall of Fame now before he passes away, because I think about Ken Stabler when he got in after he passed away. I just finished up reading last month reading the book on the snake. So
anyway, one more point about the 85 Super Bowl. It's embarrassing that Walter Payton didn't get a rushing touchdown. Refrigerator Perry did. That's that the guy's Hall of Famer. Come on, I mean, Payton deserved that touchdown.
Well,
it should have happened.
Well, Payton, go ahead, Dave.
I mean, the next season the team was made of individuals. Ditka did not like Walter Payton. Like there was a rift there. There was tension.
Maybe that's why.
That's what I've read, and that's what I've heard, that Ditka didn't want to give Payton that touchdown. I could be wrong, but that's what I heard.
And like what I've heard on my end, and this is coming from Ditka, what we've seen on TV, he wasn't keeping track of who was getting what. So yeah, Peyton should have got the touchdown, but the thing is, when Peyton died, that was heartbreaking for a city. So, to compare, Walter Payton owned the city of Chicago. Michael Jordan, when he passes away, yeah, it'll be sad, but there will not be the outpouring of grief for a guy like MJ that there was for Walter Payton. Also considering the circumstances in which he died too. It's interesting being a Chicago fan.
And LA fan Kobe Bryant, that's heartbreaking too.
What, Fran? Dave?
Go ahead, Dave.
And with Walter Payton too, it wasn't his personality to say something. He wasn't going to. I mean, he played his whole career. I mean, you could probably, I bet you the majority of people have never heard him speak. Like would not know what Walter Payton's voice sounds like because he did it on the field. I mean, that's what he did. I mean, I'm approaching 50 and I played rugby I started playing rugby in the early 90s, and it's funny, but the way I learned how to play rugby was watching video of Walter Payton run. And if you ever heard him explain to you how he took contact, his main goal was, I'm going to carry the ball, I'm going to get lower than you, and I'm going to drive you up, and you're not going to tackle me. And it's amazing. The video is probably 40 years old now of him talking about how he how he looked at playing football, keeping himself injury free, and how he looked at it going, I'm not letting the linebacker or the safety hit me. I'm going to hit them first. Right. And it's really amazing listening to him talk about how he played football.
He was a devastating hitter, and you wouldn't have expected that from a guy his size. But he was in such shape. I mean, and the other people forget about Walter Payton is he could chuck the ball. Mm-hmm. He played emergency quarterback. One game, I forget the game. I'd have to go in Pro Football Reference to see. But there was a point in time where the Bears, this is back when the Bears had Bob Avellini, Mike Phipps, and Vince Evans. And for whatever reason, all three got knocked out of the game or weren't able to play. And he stepped in under center for at least a few plays. And, but he was just, Walter, that was, but with Mongo, I mean, I don't expect him to last a year. So it was good to see. Well, guys, hey, listen, Fran, go ahead. Oh,
Dave. One more last question. The first Super Bowl you remember watching? I remember the first Super Bowl I remember watching on TV was the Bengals and the 49ers in Pontiac. That amazing goal line stance. What's your first Super Bowl you remember watching, or did you watch them all?
Dave?
My first Super Bowl I remember watching, I would say Raiders, Redskins.
Marcus Allen.
Marcus Allen's run where he came around the end and did the cut.
That was awesome.
And came up the middle. That's probably the first one I remember really sitting and watching, period.
Yeah. For me, it was Super Bowl 11.
Matchup?
Vikings versus Raiders. It wasn't much of a game, but it was more the spectacle. The next year, the spectacle and the game obviously was Super Bowl 12, and I was rooting for the Broncos, and there was just something the way the light of that Superdome, even though it was bad for NFL Films at the time doing the filming the game on TV, something about, back in the 70s, the way those lights shined off those helmets, just something about it. Still, that's the one thing I remember about growing up in the 70s and watching NFL football. Dave, how about you? Do you remember those old games in the Texas Stadium?
Oh, yeah.
And especially, I don't know if you remember, but when the Vikings would play, because there was a period of time where the Vikings and the Cowboys were always playing for the NFC Championship, or the Rams were. It was just one of those two. But there was always something about the way, and I've seen this mentioned on Facebook. Other guys have said the same thing. Yeah, just something about the way that Texas Stadium light shined off those purple helmets.
Because
they came over the stadium.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
I mean, if you watch TV in the 70s, you would see the opening to Dallas, and you'd see the flyover of the stadium, and they had that little small patch that you could see the field and those lights overhang. So they were almost right above you, shining off the helmets, which you didn't have. Everywhere else was that back and coming down. So that's what it was. It's the way the stadium was set up.
Yeah, it was just so cool. It's just you don't see that anymore, just the aesthetics and everything. So
You don't miss that horrible AstroTurf too.
well, that's true. I mean, for us, it was cool watching it,
Yeah.
but the players took a pounding, obviously. So, listen, guys, on that note, let's wrap things up. And for everybody listening, thank you very much for tuning in. And next week, our plan is to be bringing in our guest, Howie Mooney, to talk about his up and coming latest book, which, if you've read his first book, not his first book, actually, his first book is out of print, but we'll talk more about that first book because that was about the Ottawa Rough Riders. But his second book, whenever I see Howie's second book, I always smile because I'm the reason why the cover is the way it is. So, but we'll get into that conversation next week with Howie. So, Fran, any last words?
Absolute pleasure, guys. I love this show. I mean, this is a dream come true to do the week around the leagues, the audio version. My show, it's only going to get my column bigger and bigger. It even makes me want to work harder to find the best videos, the best news, the best analysis. And now it's going to platform where you can get the written version and the audio version with expert analysis on the big topics, not just the every little news segment. And plus, the Atlanta trip was off the hook.
And how can people find your articles?
R Sports Central. If you want, go to R Sports Central, go in the original section. You'll see 23 years of stuff. You'll find stuff that might appeal to you. Arena Football League, tons of leagues, World Team Tennis, a little bit of everything. Because guess what? I'm not just a football guy. I stopped that about 10 years ago. So I'm happy to be doing as many sports as I can because the other bloggers, if the CFL folds, they're going to have nervous breakdowns. We'll see what happens.
Well, they'll all become CFL fans,
or arena football, arena football fans. There we go.
Yeah, there's plenty of football. There's plenty of other football besides the Spring American Football Outdoor brand. And for everybody looking to reach out to the show, Dave, myself, or Fran, you can go. Really, the best bet is, and as we kind of found out this week, the best bet for you to get in contact with us is through our Twitter account at From the 55. You can follow the show. You can message us right there. With that said, though, if you're going to message us, and you can be critical, which we actually I appreciate. I appreciate when people say, hey, you got it. I do appreciate that. But we speak our minds. We speak our opinion. Listen, if you're a news if you're one of these many how do I want to say? Let me gather my thought. If you're one of these many sites, news hub type sites that is covering spring football, and you don't really like our hot take, or you know what, that's great. Disagree with us all you want, but please, if you're going to write us, sign your name because I can't. It's hard for me to respond if I don't know who the hell I'm talking to, because I'm just at this point assuming, hey, if you're reaching out to me from an organization that's been known to use bots to write articles, I kind of got to think I'm replying to a bot here. So, by all
Greg,
means,
one thing I'll say.
Let me finish. So if you're going to reply, if you're going to hit us up, hey, leave your name and share some of your articles with us, so we can prove us wrong, educate us, help educate us, so we can be better at doing our job, and in turn, hey, we'll try to learn. So we will sign off here, and we will be back next week. And like I said, we're going to be talking with Howie Mooney, and but yeah, no, feel free to message us with any comments, questions, critiques, what have you. Again, I'm kind of I'm in charge of all replies. So listen, I appreciate your input, and if we say something that might offend you, well, I'm going to apologize in advance. But bottom line is, we're kind of all in this together. We all love sports and everything. But if you're a reporter out there, you're a blogger or something, our suggestion, and the three of us have talked about this, please just be good journalists, ask hard questions. Don't be doing what I saw in national security circles with intelligence reports doing what we call circular reporting. Be original, write a story, and if you've got an opinion, and back it up with facts. That's all we ask. So listen, on that note, thank you very much for listening, and hopefully you'll tune in again after that diatribe on my part. But until then, this is Greg with Dave and Fran signing off. And we will be talking to you next week. Like I said, we got Howie Mooney coming on to talk about his upcoming book, and we're going to be talking all things Canada. So get back to the roots of the show. So thank you very much. Again, lastly, thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
This is Ralph Guillaume of the Washington Redskins introducing Hail to the Redskins.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com.